Okay, next up is Despicable Me, and in a year of big animated films, here is another one that actually wasn't supposed to do well at the box office, but it has. Now, not every supervillain can, well, be super at their job. Now, they aspire to greatness, but don't always make it there. They aren't cut out for the, profession, it seems. Maybe it's because they're not as bad as they like to think. And that's the gist of pretty much this whole, this movie from Universal. Now, of course, the animation has had a great year this year, and while this film isn't as great as some of the films I've seen, such as Toy Story 3 or How to Train Your Dragon or even Shrek 4, this is still a very good film. A few months before, the movie Megamind coming out, which the supervillain discovers he may just be harboring a heart of gold, Despicable Me follows a character named Gru, voiced by Steve Carell. Now, he looks like a cross between somebody best described it as Uncle Fester from the Addams Family and Dr. Evil. Now, I gotta say, he really, Steve Carell really lends a good voice talent to this. You wouldn't picture him playing this kind of character, even in a voiceover role, but yet he still gives this character its charm and interest. He lives in a nice house in a nice neighborhood, perfect cover for, his vast underground lair of minions, yada yada yada, who they pretty much look like Twinkies or whatever. And like a cross between Twinkies and those little cute aliens from Toy Story. Ooh. And of course, his mad scientist colleague, Dr. Nefario, voiced by Russell Brand, built his gizmos and weaponry. Having fallen on hard times, however, Gru sets out to pull out the biggest heist yet, stealing the moon. But he's competing with a younger, upstart, nerdy Vector, voiced by Jason Segel, sorry. And finds his cold heart slowly but surely melting when three adorable orphans, Margot, Edith, and Agnes, enter his life, suddenly finding himself responsible for something other than his own wicked schemes. Now, this film does definitely have a big heart to it, but really it doesn't quite hit the same strings as a film like maybe Up or How to Train Your Dragon, as I mentioned earlier. And now Gru has to go from bad to dad. Now, Despicable Me is perfectly, good animated family entertainment, a familiar but fun little movie that has, its great moments. It really has like a striking similarity to How the Grinch Stole Christmas, where a dastardly character after steals something has a change of heart after encountering something, heartfelt. And it's a formulaic tale, but I can let that pass. And it's pretty evident from the get-go that they're not trying to be original here; they're just trying to create a really nice story. Now, I'll admit that sometimes they do hit the maximum emotional, manipulation. But it really doesn't. It really doesn't go over the top with it, thankfully. And yet, sometimes I gotta say though, the kids themselves really just get annoying after a while. I don't know what it is, but either way, the movie was still enjoyable enough for I guess you could say to be really significant in that aspects of the other films I need to have been successful in. I still say that if you've already seen Toy Story 3, then yeah, I suggest you go see this one. You might be a little let down because of how great Toy Story 3 was, but it's still a very good film. I suggest you skip the 3D on this one too, because it really just nothing is there. I give Despicable Me 3 stars out of 5.